CBS Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
The Phillies took everything Charlie Manuel said Wednesday night to heart. Last night, they took it to the plate. Last night, they took it to the field. Last night, they also took it to the mound. And in the end, they took Game 1 of the series against the Padres. We find out how that carries over to Game 2 when Doc takes the ball. A couple of celebrations as the fans come through the gates here at Citizens Bank Park. They're celebrating the victory last night for the Phillies, and it's also a youth baseball celebration tonight here at Citizens Bank Park. Game 2 between the Phils and the Padres. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. The Phillies, after winning last night, feel pretty good about themselves going into tonight's game. In fact, Charlie Manuel has the same exact starting lineup. The only difference, Roy Halladay's on the mound.
Yeah, and you feel good when Doc's out there, Tom. Sure, he hasn't won in almost a month, but except for one game, he's pitched very, very well. They just haven't gotten him many runs. In the one start in Atlanta, they did, and he just wasn't himself that night. Last 4 starts, 0-2 with 2 no decisions. Before that, first 3 starts, very, very good. He hasn't won a game since out in San Francisco, as we say, almost a month ago, but he's pitching very, very well. They get him some runs. He should be just fine.
Last time his team has lost 5 consecutive games when he's pitched, 1999. They hope that doesn't happen again tonight. All right, one of the mainstays for the Phils over the years has been Carlos Ruiz, and everybody talks about him being such a great defensive catcher. How about the offense he's put up this year?
Unbelievable. You know, it started in spring training. We were afraid he was going to leave all those hits down in Florida, but he has swung the bat great. Charlie Manuel says he's bigger, he's stronger, he's really taken care of himself during the offseason. Plus, he's hitting the ball where it's pitched. Hit that ball hard to right center field last night on a ball that was away from him. Then later in the game, another pitch away, just dropped the head on it and shot it through that hole on the right side with Hunter Pence scoring a run late in the game. Carlos got hit on his left elbow by a bat last night, but he says he's fine even though it's a little bit sore tonight. This is what he's done in the month of May, just outstanding numbers, handling the pitching staff behind the plate, a complete player. Now, Charlie has picked a lot of all-stars in the last couple of years as the National League All-Star manager. I asked him tonight, is this guy an all-star? He said, oh, yeah. Right now, he's the all-star catcher in his opinion.
Yeah, and I think it's long overdue for Carlos Ruiz. So it's game number 2 between the Phillies and the San Diego Padres here at Citizens Bank Park. It's Doc on the mound. For the Phils, he'll be opposed by right-hander Edinson Volquez for the Padres. Well, one of the other guys who's swinging the bat well lately is John Mayberry. Picked up his first home run of the year last night. Also had 3 RBIs overall. It's a great sign for the Phillies. The lineup's in first pitch when we come back. Great day all around the Delaware Valley with the Dad Vale Regatta, all the other stuff going on, all the graduations. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Padres, brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Venable, Kotsay, and Headley, followed by Alonso, Hudson, and Maven. And then a new catcher tonight, John Baker's in the 7th spot. Jason Bartlett hits 8th. Edinson Volquez will bat 9th. And on the mound and pitching is 34-year-old right-hander for at least a couple more days, Roy Halladay, making his 8th start. Numbers 3-2 with a 3.28 earned run average, and just like the Phillies, he too is trying to get back on track. Wheels.
Yeah, he has a little birthday coming up pretty soon. Roy Halladay's record overall, he hasn't won in almost a month. A couple no decisions. He adjusted some stuff, they say, in his last start, and he pitched pretty well in that game against the Mets. Just gave up a couple runs. Phillies, well, as everybody knows, in that series they kept losing them late.
Well, he'll face Will Venable to start it off here in the first. Venable, Kotsay, and Headley. Venable making his 24th start of the year. And he takes a strike. We're underway. Venable was 1 for 3 in last night's game.
Yeah, he breezed through these guys last time in the first inning, and then in the second inning he walked 3 in a row.
And quickly he's ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, tomorrow is Mother's Day. Maybe it's an early present for Mom. Get a chance to soak in the sun. The last hour or so of the sun and a ball game. And a call. Strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 away. Pretty good start.
Yeah, real good start. Look, he just came after him with a fastball, a little Taylor that he started at him and ran over the plate, froze Venable.
Last night, the Phillies pitching staff struck out 14 Padres as Kotsay lifts that one to left center field. It's pretty well hit. Playable for Mayberry at the fence, and he makes the catch as he slams in gently to the X in Xfinity.
A very delicate face plant. John Mayberry Jr. Not real graceful there at the end. Here are the Nissan keys to tonight's game. Well, it's a really good pitching matchup. One fall night a couple years ago, these two guys made history when Doc pitched that perfect game. Edinson Volquez was on the mound that night for the Cincinnati Reds, and Roy Halladay, he is due to win a game. You just don't expect him to go 4 starts without winning, and this would be number 5.
Well, back in 1999, that's the only time in his career that his team lost 5 consecutive games that he pitched. And it's 2-0 to Chase Headley.
Headley's the one guy in their lineup, really works a pitcher, has a good on-base percentage, and he just does not swing at bad pitches. So to see him walk is never a surprise.
He walked once in last night's ball game. He was 0 for 3, and he walks on 4 pitches in this ball game. Well, quickly on the Toyota Major League scoreboard, game earlier today, the Mets defeated the Marlins 9-3. David Wright, well, let's just say that he's continued his scorching pace. His average around 400. He had a home run and 3 runs batted in. Last night, Miami was able to score a run in the 9th inning on a base hit by Greg Dobbs to win it over the Mets. Alonso, a swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
They came from behind to beat the Mets the way the Mets have been coming from behind and beating other teams.
Alonso, a 300 hitter. He hit his first home run in a Padre uniform last night. His 6th major league home run. And he takes a changeup outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
David Wright is on fire, but he seems like it's just a little brush fire compared to Josh Hamilton. He's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that guy's silly strong right now. Runner goes, pitches outside. The throw by Ruiz in the baseline off the glove of Rollins. Galvis is there to back up. So a stolen base for Headley, his 3rd of the year.
Get a really good jump. There wasn't much Carlos Ruiz could do about that. Ruiz's footwork is so good, his arm's strong, and he will get a lot of base stealers if the pitcher gives him a chance. But good jump, throw sailed a little bit. Backed up nicely by the very athletic Freddie Galvis, and he is athletic.
Got that changeup over it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alonso hit a home run off the Budweiser sign in last night's game.
That was a loud homer.
It was only the 2nd home run the Padres have hit here in the month of May. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. And a call, strike 3. Cutter toward the outside part of the plate. Ruiz seemed like he knew it. 2 strikeouts looking in the inning for Halladay. No runs, no hits. 1 man left in scoring position. And Doc, well, right out of the chute, looks like he's got some pretty good movement. And that takes us to the bottom of the first. Lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. You're home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Placido Polanco bats second. Jane Victorino third, followed by Hunter Pence and Ty Wigginton. Carlos Ruiz is in the 6th hole. John Mayberry bats 7th. Freddie Galvis hits 8th, and Roy Halladay will bat 9th. And they'll face right-hander Edinson Volquez, 28-year-old, over from the Cincinnati Reds. 2nd start this year against the Phillies. 1-2 with a 2.98 earned run average.
See those strikeouts, 38 and 42 in the 3rd innings. And left-handed hitters, 172. The opposition just 201. Has an outstanding changeup. Big arm. Can throw 91 to 97. Good career numbers against the Phillies. The first 2 times he faced them, he just blew them away. That was a couple of years ago before his arm surgery. And they got him in a game out in San Diego earlier this year.
Rollins takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Rollins was 1 for 5 with the strikeout in last night's game. His average at 229. Still looking for that first home run.
Volquez can go along pretty well, and then all of a sudden he'll lose the zone.
To left field, not deep. Playable for Kotze. In between innings, Bud Black, I think, took exception to Dan Iasonia's called strike 3 on Yonder Alonso. He went out to chat with Iasonia. Kind of wandered out as if he was looking for something, and then says something to Iasonia. You can't argue balls and strikes, right, but he tried to find a different way to do it.
Well, that was a strike, too, the more you look at it there. And you could read his lips. See, he thought it was low, and it may have been from that side. When you could read his lips, and he was just kind of acting like he was strolling around out there. And oh, you're looking at me. By the way, that was a good pitch, huh? Because he says, good pitch, huh? That's a good way to not argue balls and strikes and get your point across that you're not quite sure that it was a strike.
Well, Polanco's even 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And he hits that one back toward the middle, knocked down by both of Edinson Volquez's legs, and he throws out Polanco. So 2 quick outs here in the first. Now the umpires for tonight's ball game, the crew chief is Dale Scott. He's over at first base. We mentioned Iasonia is behind the plate. Over at third is Bill Miller. And at second base is C.B. Buckner. It's the 2nd time this year the Phillies have had this staff.
That was a base hit for Polanco, except the legs of Volquez took it away.
Here's Shea Victorino making his 209th consecutive start. And out in front of a changeup, 0-1. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Colleen Cerveni of Williamstown, New Jersey. If Phillies hit a home run in this ballgame, Colleen will win $100.
Volquez loves that changeup to left-handed batters. He'll throw an off-speed breaking ball the way he did just there, and his fastball tonight has been at 95. So this is a big arm guy who can pitch a great game, or you can get him because he'll get wild.
Another changeup, 1-2. He went the entire month of April without a victory. In fact, his first victory came in his last outing when he went 5 1/3, but he walked 4. And he's walked 22 this year, which is tops in the National League.
Well, that's what we mean. You know, you can beat him if you're patient, but that's not the Phillies' strong point.
1-2 pitch to Victorino. A little low, 2-2, 98 miles an hour.
It's tough to hit off a guy that's throwing fastball at that velocity and then throws a changeup at 83 with the same arm speed. That's why this guy's an enigma. Although he has had arm surgery, he's come back from it, but he should win more with this stuff. They traded Matt Latos for him, who they really liked, but were getting frustrated with, I think, the Padres were. And, you know, and the Reds were frustrated with Volquez, so they just, you know, decided to. Sometimes you have situations that aren't working out, and you just try to change the scenery for them.
Well, the other part of it, too, is that they got Yonder Alonso in the deal, so they felt like that stabilized first base a little bit for them. The 2-2 pitch, way inside, 3-2. We'll keep an eye on what Latos is doing, particularly tonight, because he's pitching against the Washington Nationals, against Jordan Zimmerman. Victorino slaps it the other way, and he's got a base hit. He was 1 for 4 in last night's game. Picks up a hit here in the first tonight.
He may have hung a breaking ball or a changeup to him there with something slow out over the plate. And Shane did a good job of hitting that thing, because it's tough to stay back on that pitch. See what it is. It looks like a changeup grip. Yeah, it was, and it didn't do much. It just stayed up in the zone. He got a good swing at it.
Well, now Hunter Pence, who's 2 for 3 lifetime against Edinson Volquez. I would have thought he'd have more at bats against him since he was with the Astros and Volquez was with the Reds. At least more than 3. There goes Victorino. He got a really good jump, and he's going to get a really good stolen base. 10th stolen base of the year for Victorino.
Here you see Shane, as Tom said, got a really good jump and steals that bag easily.
So no balls and 1 strike to count. One. Pence overall with 7 home runs and 23 runs batted in.
Struggled with last night with runners in scoring position, so they have a chance to give Halladay a 1-0 lead here, and a tough pitcher with a base hit. Victorino, good runner. The outfielders are very deep.
This is what you're talking about. Not that he's walked anybody yet, but he's starting to throw some pitches, and we're just here in the first. He's got 6 balls, 8 strikes.
Well, it's always easy when you're sitting up here to see hitters should be patient because it's tough down there. But that's the way to beat this guy if you can do it.
Two and 1 the count. Oh, man.
think that was a change up and he got a little out
I
front.
would think so, and he hit it really hard.
I don't think anybody in the suite level down there thought they had a chance to get hurt by a foul ball.
Not in that spot.
But they did on this thing. This is absolutely a screaming clothesline. But we'd say all the time, pitchers could care less when they do that. Hit it there again.
That was a changeup, and it just kept on floating inside. Just lost control at 3-2.
It's so hard to think what they do. The courage involved in hitting. You have to stand up there and just try and recognize spin, and then get your coconut out of the way, and then don't pull off if it's a breaking ball, and then the guy might just throw 95 up in there.
Ball 4, so Pence works out a walk. 23rd walk of the season issued by Volquez.
Boy, was he patient in that at bat. Very unlike Hunter Pence. You know, he didn't go up there hacking early. He got ahead in the count and wound up getting a base on ball.
So now 2 on and 2 outs for Wigginton. 0 for 2 last night with a couple of walks. He also scored 2 runs. You can see he's been struggling in his last 16 at bats. He's 1 for 16. And that's dropped his average down to 277. See Hudson creeping in behind Victorino.
Yeah, there's 2 outs right now, so stealing third base isn't that big a deal, and it can be very distracting to the hitter, especially when you're facing a guy with this kind of the stuff this guy has. Changes once you get a good walking lead and scoring a base hit.
Outside 1-0. Pence is looking at Victorino like, all right, if you're going to go, I'm going to go too, because then I can get into scoring position with you.
Right. But
here comes Darren Balsley.
Yeah, they're going to try and settle Volquez down. Here he goes, right out of the chute. This is his MO. Yeah, stealing, like we said, stealing third, that's terrific. Steal second, good. But hitters don't like that a lot of times when you're dancing around out there and they can see you. Especially when you're facing a guy with the fastball that this guy has. Don't distract me. And 9.
It's that one hard towards shortstop. Bartlett backs up on it and flips to Hudson covering. Other side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left for the Phillies. They forced 19 pitches from Volquez onto the second in a scoreless ball game. app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Orlando Hudson has shifted up to the 5-hole tonight, facing his former teammate, who he's 1 for 7 against. And quickly, it's no balls and 1 strike.
Play Orlando Hudson around the other way. He's been wearing it out a little bit in right center when the pitcher makes a mistake and getting some triples. He hit the ball in the gap a couple times against the Phillies in that big ballpark in San Diego.
No swing, says Bill Miller.
He hit it in right center there. It's like in San Francisco. You can run forever.
Hudson last night was 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Guess that was a little low, according to Dan Iasonia. Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Doc. 2 looking, 1 swinging. Now, the Phillies made a roster move earlier today. Eric Kratz last night was optioned to Lehigh Valley, and then the subsequent moves. Mike Fontenot was selected from Lehigh Valley. There's Mike. He'll be wearing number 18. And Michael Martinez was transferred to the 60-day disabled list with that bum foot. This gives Charlie Manuel a little more versatility, doesn't it, Murph?
Mike Fontenot is the kind of guy.
Cameron Maybin is the hitter. Go ahead, Murph.
As I was going to say, Mike Fontenot, the kind of guy that can play virtually any infield position. We asked him today where he felt most comfortable, and he said, you know what, it really doesn't matter to him anywhere he can field a ground ball. It's a deep fly ball there. Shane Victorino is underneath it. So he's the kind of guy that will give Charlie Manuel some versatility, and he comes by way of the Lehigh Valley, where he was batting .300 for the Iron Pigs. So he's also a guy that can handle the bat a little bit.
That's a good thing, too. You know, it's the experience is a big deal for Charlie as well, just to get some more experience out there, particularly off the bench. And, you know, he can help spell Freddie Galvis over at second base if he needs to.
He's a left-handed hitter.
Yep. Ground ball to first. Wigginton will take it along the line. 3 unassisted. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Padres. Easy second inning for Doc. Mike Fontenot getting a chance to watch his new team in person for the first time. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Expert analysis and exclusive reports. Watch Drive Time Sunday at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. We live Sixers playoffs. Scoreless game as we go to the bottom of the second. Let's take a look at our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Carlos Ruiz, pretty good swing last night.
Well, as cool as that looks, this is how hot this guy is. Good swing right there, hit it hard to right center field, out of the ballpark, second row. Smoking hot. Carlos Ruiz.
Well, here is Carlos to lead it off. By the way, they've made a change the Padres have in left field. James Darnell has taken over for Mark Kotsay. We'll get a report on what's going on with Kotsay as soon as possible.
You talk about injuries. This team, they've landed 10 guys on the DL already.
Carlos takes a breaking ball for strike 2. It's 0-2.
I think Carlos has like a little pad on that left elbow. That's where he got hit with that backswing last night. Banged it up a little bit.
He wanted a changeup on the outer edge. 1-2 the count.
And as soon as he says, no, it's outside.
Well, April was pretty good. May's been just a little bit better for Carlos. This ball stayed down on Bartlett, but he was able to backhand it and throw him out for the first out.
Man, that folded that hop. He sure didn't mean to backhand that ball. That took off on him.
So 1 away. John Mayberry is up. You want to talk about one of the best days of the year. Today was one of those days. It was absolutely gorgeous out. Currently 76 degrees and partly cloudy. It's one of those days where you can take a picture all around the city and it's going to be crystal clear. Even if you want to do a little rock'em sock'em or robots.
It's like living in San Diego today.
Mayberry was 2 for 4 last night with 3 RBIs, and he takes low. Budweiser rooftop. 1-1 the count to Mayberry. We talked about it last night and even the night before, or 2 nights before. John has adjusted the stance a little bit. He even said that after the game last night that he's a little more upright. He's not as much in a crouch as he was the first month of the year, and he drills that one to deep left field. Darnell going back, and it's off the top of the wall. Mayberry hustling towards second, and he'll get there sliding. Well, there you go. 4th double of the year for Mayberry. He's hit it 5 straight.
Look at hanging, breaking ball, or changeup again, one or the other, and it was up in the zone and slow, and he got a good swing at it. He pulled off a little bit, but stayed in there well and caught it pretty much on the barrel. It just last night it was high enough to get out. That one right off the top of the wall, and he is safe at second base, safe and secure with New York Life.
Let's see if Freddie Galvis can get him in. He's got Halladay on deck. Galvis had a hit and 4 at bats last night and an RBI. 1 ball, no strikes the count.
Playing him way around the other way in the outfield, and a big hole in the left side is the shortstop is up the middle, Bartlett. 4 out of his last 8. Driven some balls too. He surprises you sometimes how strong he is. He's a work in progress offensively, but defensively, he's really good.
He's among the leaders in rookies in a number of different categories. He's played the most games among rookies in the National League.
He's amazing as far as I'm concerned, the way he gets out of the way of a double play. That's so hard to do when you haven't been a second baseman, and he makes it look easy. And he does it different ways too. It's not like he's just doing the same pivot out there. Ball's coming to him from different places, from third, from short. So he can't do it the same way. Plus you have to do it quicker sometimes.
Juan Samuel was at one time a guy that played Freddie Galvis's position. He knows what it's like.
He knows how hard it is.
It's also the guy that we asked, could he play third? He goes, well, if he could pick it there, pointing to shortstop, and he could pick it there, and he pointed to second, then he could pick it there, meaning third.
Yeah.
2-2 the count. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Cincinnati's jumped out to a 1-0 lead over Washington on the Toyota Major League scoreboard. This is already the 16th game for the Nationals against the National League Central.
Now the deep count. Running his pitch total up. That's Roy Halladay on deck, and his count's low through 2 innings. They haven't done anything with Volquez yet, but this is the way to approach him, and eventually you have a chance to get him. Third full count.
It's that one hard inside the first base bag down the right field line. The Phillies will take the lead. Galvis heads to second. He's going to stop there. It's an RBI double. 1-0 Phillies.
Hey, he just pulled a 95 fastball. It was middle in, which is a little easier to do, but how can you say there's anything easy about hitting a 95-mile-an-hour fastball?
It sounds strange, but the foul ball he hit, it looked like he was right on it and just missed it.
Yeah, when the tough pitch in that at bat to him was a fastball down and away. You can't do much with it. But that thing there, you can just drop the head on a little easier, and he sure did.
Halladay swing and a miss.
Freddie's out there dancing around a little bit. Tough enough for Roy Halladay trying to hit this guy without. He took a look down at Juan Samuel. Is it kind of like, you want him to steal or something, or am I missing something here? But don't be bouncing around out there. Yeah, that time you just took a lead. That's okay. Just take your normal lead, but don't be bouncing around like up and down that white uni.
He's still exuberant about the double.
I don't blame him. Just pulling that thing. I gotta feel good.
0-2 the count to Halladay.
Pull that guy. They could. I can't believe that they're playing Roy Halladay over as far as they are, as hard as Volquez was. You think that right field would be right over near the line. They're shifting him, obviously, but you want to take as much of this away as possible.
And Halladay is down looking for the second out. First strikeout for Volquez.
And the changeup.
So 2 outs for Rollins, who fly to left his first time up.
Well, Samuel's trying to get Galvis off second base now.
Looking around to see where the outfielders are and the infielders.
Yeah, get a walking lead and give him a chance to score. It's always good to turn around and look where the outfielders are, but with 2 outs, it doesn't matter as much because you're off in the crack of the bat.
Back-to-back changeups in nearly the same spot. 2-0 the count to Rollins. And Rollins lifts it to shallow left. Darnell coming in. And Bartlett is out, and Bartlett makes the catch. That is the left fielder's ball. And Jason Bartlett was able to make the grab. So the Phillies settle for 1 on the RBI double by Freddie Galvis. We go to the third. section for all the information. The Wheels, please submit your answer on the subject line. Here's the question. Name the player who started in right field and hit cleanup in the first game in Padres history and later became a popular Philly. That's a good, thought-provoking question, Wheels.
Yeah.
We go to the third.
First game of their history and hit cleanup, huh? And he was a popular Philly.
Very popular. Bartlett a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Bartlett is 11 for 39 against Halladay. 282 career average. Just 135 this year. It's that one hard, and it's a fair ball down the left field line. And it's going to go to the corner. Mayberry thought it might hit off that half wall. Bartlett's around second. He's thought about third, but he'll stop at second. So a leadoff double. And that ends an 0 for 16 slump for Bartlett.
Yeah, and he got a hanger to hit there, too. Look at a high breaking ball. John Mayberry, that's a tough play for the outfielder. You know, you get caught in between trying to protect, make sure it doesn't go down the line, and then if it clanks off down there off the concrete, then you can go get it. And it misses it completely, but then he's very athletic. He can get to it in a hurry. And very rarely does a guy get a triple on a ball in the left field corner.
Volquez will be up there to bunt, and he bunts it foul toward Charlie Manuel in the Phillies dugout. And it's 0-1.
No sacks this year, 21 in his career. Glenn Hoffman down there. His brother Trevor is now an executive with the Padres. See him in their media guy.
Volquez takes a strike. He bent all the way back out of the way of that pitch.
He says, well, they want me to bunt a strike, and that wasn't a strike. And Bud Black's going, are you kidding me? That was a strike? I know he didn't bunt at it.
And he bunts at it, and he offered, so he's a strikeout victim. Number 4 for Halladay.
Halladay kept throwing those disappearing off-speed pitches, and he just couldn't figure them out.
Well, this Monday the Phillies will wrap up this homestand against the Houston Astros. It's a quick 2-game series, 7:05 on Monday and then 1:05 on Tuesday. That's a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. On Monday, all fans will receive the free Liberty Bell cap. It's compliments of the folks at Teva. It's Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night. So everybody that comes to the ball game will get one of those caps. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Well, Venable struck out his first time up. And he lines that one down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It'll go to the corner. Bartlett will score. The game will be tied at 1. Venable heads to second. He'll stop there. So an RBI double, his 6th double of the season.
He got hurt on 2 curveballs in this inning. That doesn't mean he'll stop throwing it, but you know, he just doesn't have command of it. Venable was out front a little bit, but he still was able to hook and keep it fair.
Well, now James Darnell, who came on to play left field for Kotsay, will hit for the first time tonight. He hit last night and he made it out. He was 0 for 1. Just called up from the minor leagues yesterday. Had 7 home runs down at AAA. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Atlanta's taken a 2-0 lead over the Cardinals. That game's at the top of the second, but Carlos Beltran's only batted 1 so far.
Was he hot?
Could be one of the pickups of the year.
Unbelievable. I watched a lot of that game when I got home last night, and Cardinals had the bases loaded, 1 out in either it was a 10th, I think it was. And I believe it was Craig hit into a double play. You know, they had a heck of a chance to win that, but they were doing everything they could to stay away from Beltran with the Braves.
Oh, in the air to left field. Mayberry over toward the line. It sounded like he cracked his bat. Well, there are 2 outs.
It's another hanging curveball. And he got away with that one. He just does not have command of that pitch. But like I said, it doesn't mean you're going to quit on it. He's trying to find it, but man, that thing's not there right now. That guy just missed that. He knows it.
Here's Headley. He walked his first time up.
cutters now, at least his first couple pitches.
The cutter, and it's 1-2. Cutter's moving pretty good. Two and two the count to Headley. So Venables on second. Jay McLaughlin just told us that Mark Kotze left with a lower back injury as Headley tries to stay alive and nubs it foul.
Hit that right on the end of the bat. Looks like he broke it.
Must have just taken a chip off it.
It looked like a changeup. It was diving down and away. I don't think it was a sinker. And it was a strikeout pitch is what it was, only he didn't get a swing and a miss at it. It's one of the things that Roy hasn't been getting as many of lately that you noticed early on is swings and misses. And that probably is a matter of time till that starts to happen again. But that was a perfect example. That was a strikeout pitch and he just got his bat on.
Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. There's the curve. That one was down and in. And Halladay has 5 strikeouts in the ball game. Padres do tie it up with a double by Venable. We go to the bottom of the third, and Placido Polanco will lead it off. Or visit ChevyDealer.com and buy AT&T Rethink Possible. Last of the third, all evened up at 1. Placido Polanco, who is 2 hits away from 2,000 for his career, will lead it off for the Phillies. It'll be Polanco, Victorino, and Pence. When Polanco does reach 2,000 hits, he'll be the 269th Major League player to reach that feat. Over to third, and Headley takes a comfortable hop. 1 out. Juan Pierre and Jim Thome both on the Phillies roster. Jim on the disabled list. Those two guys have each gotten over 2,000 hits. Pierre's at 2,050 hits. Here's Juan. Others who are in the neighborhood, Jimmy Rollins is in that neighborhood, and he could get to that number at some point this year. Victorino singled his first time up. hit toward the middle, and it leaks into center field. Victorino's 2 for 2. Well, he stole a base against Volquez his last time up. Let's see if he tries to do it here. This message is for all Fightin' Phil's fan club members. Did you miss last year's great road trip? Well, if you haven't already signed up for this year's, make sure you're on the bus when the Phils take on the Orioles on Sunday, June 10th at Baltimore. Trip includes transportation, great seats at Camden Yards, plus a continental breakfast. And you get photos of the World Series trophy, giveaways, and more. Sign up now by going to Fightin'PhilsFansClub.com.
Face stealers, including that one, Tom, at 7 out of 11 this year off Volquez. So, you know, your point well taken that he may go again.
He made it pretty easy last time, too.
We throw so many changeups. That's a great pitch to run on. And if you run on his fastball and it's one of those 95s, then Baker has a heck of a chance to throw him out. Pence's first time up, very patient, didn't swing early. That time he got a 96 down the middle, and he had a good swing at it.
That was some high cheese right there. 97 on the gun.
He just shakes his head like, what a swing. I can't do anything with that. Even he can't.
Wigginson's on deck.
That pitch just looks so good to a hitter coming out of a pitcher's hands, but there's not much they can do with it.
Baker's going to head out to the mound and talk to Volquez. They've had a couple meetings already today. There goes Victorino. Pitch is popped up over toward the Phils dugout. That'll be back a couple rows. Well, Volquez has been impressively strong with his fastball tonight. You see his average velocity, it's well above that tonight, but his average velocity is 93.2. They got some guys that can throw some gas. Anthony Bass at 91.9. Now Jeff Suppan will start tomorrow. He's at 84.7. There was a time that Suppan was in the low 90s, but that time has passed.
You have that Andrew Kashner on there. He can get it up there in the mid-90s. The reliever. He throws really hard. Yeah, those are just the starters. But that Kashner, we saw him out there and on TV a few times. Ooh. He's a guy they got from the Cubs.
Who says that he would still like to be a starter.
Yeah, well, usually guys that throw that hard are better equipped for an inning.
0-2 the count to Pence.
Unless they have a real good off-speed pitch.
Victorino doesn't go, and the pitch is swung on and missed, so 2 outs. Second strikeout for Volquez.
Well, he got a lot of fastballs in that at bat, and they put him away with a changeup. Remember all those pitches up, up, up? Look at this thing. Ooh, that's down. disappeared. Pence has a lifetime home run off this guy, but you know, some strikeouts too.
Wigginton grounded into a fielder's choice. That finished up the first. Up for the second time. Some screamers going back into the crowd tonight.
We're hitting him as hard as he's throwing it. You get some lead swings against a guy like this.
Pitch out. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
That'll be a good time to go because you usually don't double pitch out. I don't say they won't, but it's not the norm.
Can't imagine they would with his command issues at times. He's already at 50 pitches. And we're here in the third.
Great time to run, but you know, they may throw over too, thinking that.
Victorino doesn't go. Pitch is lifted foul behind the plate. He goes. Pitch is swung on and missed, so that's the final out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Volquez. He has 3 in the game. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We're through 3. All evened up at 1. Supplies you need for your student or classroom. Ask who but W.B. Mason. 1-1 game as we head to the top of the 4th. Yonder Alonso, Orlando Hudson, Cameron Maben, 4, 5, and 6 are due up for the Padres. Ray Halladay allowed a run on 2 hits, 2 doubles in the 3rd. And those are the only hits he's allowed so far. Alonso went down looking his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. He starts him off with a breaking ball inside. 1-0. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. The ball's hit hard through the hole on the right side. So a leadoff single. 2nd straight inning. The Padres have the leadoff batter aboard. And Orlando Hudson's the batter. You know, Edinson Volquez is pitching tonight for the Padres. Was acquired by the Reds for Josh Hamilton from the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
Volquez has been okay during his major league career. Not great, but okay. Josh Hamilton, well, he's just been on fire.
Yeah, he's seeing that ball really well. Right-handed, left-handed. Notice how he doesn't bail. Cleared his hips on that 18th home run as he hits the ball out of the ballpark. Well, you're getting that kind of production in the middle. It just makes every player better.
All right, so 407 average with 18 home runs. Murph, this game is being lit afire with Josh Hamilton over the American League.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, guys. You were talking about Carlos Beltran and just how good he has been. He's been hot. I don't have a word for what Josh Hamilton has been over the past 6 games. How about 9 home runs in the last 6 games, including the 4 that he hit on Tuesday night? As Sarge just pointed out, he has a total of 18 this year. He's batting over 400. He's got 41 RBIs in 34 games for the Texas Rangers. And if you're keeping track at home, he's on pace to hit 85 home runs this season. That's not too shabby.
Not too shabby for a contract year. That's a big thing, too.
Oh, well, this guy's going to get paid. And the biggest stat for me, besides the home run, those RBIs.
Hudson's rung up, so that's the 6th strikeout. Yeah, we don't get a chance to see Hamilton too much. And Murph, you know what? That's a good thing that we don't see Hamilton too much.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's not a guy you want to see in the opposite uniform. You know, it's funny. He hit those 4 home runs on Tuesday night, obviously using the same bat. He is still using that bat. And someone asked him today, well, what are you going to do if it breaks? He said, you know what? I can't worry about that. I'm just going to swing this one until it does break. And he's hoping it doesn't break for a while, I would bet.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're hoping the bat doesn't break there for a while. But you know, hitting and having batting practice for Hamilton the day he hit the 4 home runs, didn't even have batting practice on the field. Loosened up in the cage, and he went out there and started to hit. Just goes to show you, Murph, you don't have to just hit all the time in order to be a good hitter.
No doubt about it, Sarge. And you know, being a big league hitter, I mean, what's it like to get into a groove like that where you feel like you're going to hit virtually everything out of the park?
Oh, boy, it's just a matter of you're hoping that you can get up there as much as you can. The ball seems to be just so large. You've slowed everything down as if somebody is kind of just soft pitching to you, if you will.
Well, it's 2-1 the count to Cameron Maben. Have you ever had that kind of stretch?
Well, not like these guys have, but when we had the series there in '83 against the Dodgers.
You felt that way.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He had no chance, Jerry Royce, of getting it anywhere near the plate.
There's the 2-1 to Maben. Over to first base, a foul ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And
the sad thing, though, I've been up there where I thought maybe I was actually getting up there too much. I wasn't able to get hits. I mean, when you're not hitting, it is just a bad feeling, and you're going up to the plate hoping, looking out on the field, thinking maybe they have too many fielders out there. Not a good feeling at all.
Vice versa, though, when you're going as good as he's going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, you can hardly wait to get to the ballpark.
That ball's hit deep to left field. Mayberry's going back toward the track. He has room, and he makes the catch. There are 2 outs here in the 4th. Well, I guess with all the questions about offense being down around Major League Baseball, it's not down for Hamilton. I mean, his individual numbers are better than some teams power-wise.
Oh, so you're kidding me. This guy, he's the real deal. Strong hitter. And not only that, his mechanics. And when you look at him, he has great mechanics that allows him to maximize his ability.
He focused on middle of the field. Nothing was pulled. Now, that home run we saw was pulled. But everything the other day when he had the 4 home runs in the game, he said he was focusing on middle of the field, and everything went middle of the field.
Yeah, that's because they were trying to actually get the outside part of the plate, not able to actually get it out far enough. And strong arms, the way he is, that ball elevated, it's going to go.
Well, the batter now is John Baker, and he's quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 4th with a runner at first and a 1-1 game.
Oh, by the way, Scott Brandif actually came in to ask about the sweaters that we were wearing today. So he's going to come back and get a little more information on you.
All right, so Scott Brandif, who's our director of merchandising here with the Phillies, he does all the, the things you like, the dangle hat and everything like that. He likes the sweaters.
Well, he said he would talk to you about that.
I didn't make it.
No, ordered it.
I didn't even order it. But I'll tell him where we got it from.
Okay, I think that's what he wants to know,
okay.
kind of. You know, because a lot of things that we wear, they want to try and sell them for the fans and so on. They have a tendency to like some of the merchandise.
All right, well, this sweater, we're wearing the Old School Phillies television network. I can't be a weatherman. Right. Old School Phillies television network logo. I like that logo.
Yeah, I like the logo too. A little hard to iron this material, but it's okay.
2-2 and 2 the count to Baker. I like to say, though, 34 games into the year, we have not been able to use our standings page about wearing the wrong clothes.
I thought we had a few people that were already down when we started.
Well, we were, but I'm saying regular season. Spring training was one thing, but the regular season, you know, like Wheels was down in spring training, which is what you're trying to say.
Okay. So I guess we've started over. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, Wheels wore the wrong shirt twice in spring training. That one is served to left by Baker. Alonso will put the brakes on at second. First and second with 2 outs. Well, here we go. The wardrobe errors. The only one that's messed up was Wheels twice in spring training. It's pretty sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm real kind of surprised at you, though, Tom. You usually kind of mess it up every now and then, even though you let us know what to wear. And you know, Murph, I mean, he's just right with it. He's not gonna miss one day.
Bartlett hits it to left field. Mayberry makes the catch. The inning is over. The discussion on the wardrobe is over. And we'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the Padres 1 and the Phillies 1. Carlos Ruiz will lead it off when we come back. Play provider of the Phils and by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Twilight here at Citizens Bank Park. It's 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Another sellout. Tomorrow, Mother's Day. That game's been sold out for a while. There will be standing room only tickets that will be on sale prior to the start of tomorrow's game. Carlos Ruiz will start it off for the Phillies. Carlos grounded out his first time up. To the count to Ruiz.
Yeah, this Vocas, he throws the ball as hard as just about any pitcher in the league. He's got good stuff. Type of pitcher you are not looking forward to hitting against because he has so many different pitches.
Like right there, that's a breaking ball that we haven't seen that much of in this game. We've seen, Ruiz saw it to start the at bat. But his changeup has breaking ball kind of tendencies.
Well, he's got that movement on it. This one more right down.
Sure.
You see how that one's coming right down? That's harder. That split that he throws in the changeup has a tendency to move kind of the other way toward the hitter.
up the third base line. Headley backs up on it. And there's one away. Oh, one out. Now John Mayberry. It's amazing how 2 weeks can change the thoughts on a particular player. If you ask people about John Mayberry right now, they say, "Oh, well, he's getting there. He's getting hot." Because he is.
When you start to hit the ball hard, you start hearing some sound. Well, he's starting to look a little better, but again, still a long ways to go. Even though he's been hitting the ball hard last couple of days, it takes a little bit longer to be able to clearly call yourself out of a slump. One of the main things, though, I see that he's done is he's slowed his feet down. He's come up a little bit higher, but again, he's right where he feels comfortable. He needs to stay off of those hills. Has a tendency to bail on that breaking ball, but that's a difficult pitch for any hitter to consistently hit. Got to see the ball before you actually swing at it.
Ball, 2 strikes the count to Mayberry. And he went around. So those are 3 straight pitches where they sort of expose a little of his weakness.
Exactly. Not only that, just saying that takes you a little bit longer to get out of that. Now, what he did for me, he swung at 3 balls that were in a row there. You can see that as he tried to hold up. But he's swinging at that pitch as if the ball is on the inside. That was his approach, as if that ball was going to be 97 on the inside. And that's what a guy will do when he throws that hard. Will make you cheat a little bit, meaning start that bat, and that's what you get. Swings in the dirt.
Freddie Galvis doubled home run his first time up. His average at 222. Broke his bat. And that's a fair ball, and Alonso will make the play. 3 unassisted. And some firewood for Freddie Galvis. We're through 4. Nothing solved as we go to the 5th here at the ballpark. Phillies take on the Houston Astros. It's the Liberty Bell cap that all fans will get It's compliments of the folks at Teva. It's Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night. Go to Phillies.com and check out what tickets are available. Also check out some of the things that are going on around Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night. Again, Phillies.com with all your answers. Edinson Volquez takes a strike. It's 0-1. Volquez struck out. He tried to bunt his first time. Way out in front of the curve. Nowhere near the curveball.
Do the same thing. Expand the zone. Get him out of here.
And he's out of there. There's a strikeout for Halladay. That's number 7. Back to the top of the order for Will Venable. Venable has an RBI on a double his last time. He also went down looking on strikes.
He seems to be a pretty good low ball hitter. At least a lot of the balls we've seen him hit here have been down in the zone. See whether or not Halladay testing up a little higher.
What do you remember about his pop, Max Venable?
I know one thing, he wasn't as tall.
No.
For sure. More of a hitter that was, I'd say line drive more so type hitter.
A little stockier too, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, this son is thin, tall.
There's the 1-2 pitch to Will Venable. Outside, 2-2.
Got a good body there for a baseball player or basketball player. He's just really a good athlete and learning how to hit. He's going to get better.
I went straight back and will fall just short of the Hall of Fame club.
Now there's where I think they had to try and pitch him to be able to tie him up. Most left-handers, for whatever reason, that low pitch, they're able to just get the good part of the bat on the ball.
They appeal the check. No swing, says Bill Miller. Now the 3-2 pitch. Well, he forced that one into left, right off the handle. And he has the second hit of the night.
Well, that's just hitting a good pitch. We've talked about it. Sometimes you got to give the hitter a little bit of credit. Not making a good pitch. Up to the task to be able to fight that ball off of him. And remember, over times, good hitters are going to get jammed, and that shows that they're staying right through the ball.
Well, Darnell flied out to fairly deep left field his first time up. Broke his bat on a curveball. Venable has stolen 4 bases this year. He's been caught 5 times.
Had the opportunity to talk to Mark Loretta, played with the San Diego Padres, been in the All-Star game. He actually said about hitting, a lot of the players these days do not want to change their stroke. They want to just continue to have a groove stroke, is what he called it. A lot of repetitions, meaning that you're only swinging one particular way, as opposed to sometimes as a hitter you want to expand the zone. Sometimes as a pitcher you have to do that same thing.
Where did it change, though, Sarge? I mean, where did it go off the beaten path, and where did guys decide that it was one swing and one swing only?
Well, I mean, that's a real good question, and I think in field, though, you know, you get a lot of guys that come into the league that, you know, really weren't professionals or didn't play that long.
Good play by Rollins. The flip to second for one. Nice pirouette, and the double play by Freddie Galvis. 6-4-3. Those two guys have worked together most of this year, and it looks like they're very comfortable. It began with Rollins venturing to his left. He got a nice comfortable hop, and then the spin and the toss by Galvis. And reports from the Eagles OTAs. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night. Presented by Toyota, tonight at 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Doc will lead off as we go to the bottom of the fifth against Volquez, a 1-1 game. Doc takes a fastball upstairs. We're tied here out in Cincinnati. It's 1-0 Reds over the Nationals. Phillies are 5.5 games back coming into tonight's game. Halladay pulls one to shortstop. Bartlett's had a lot of trouble this year, but throws Halladay out.
Well, the one saving grace is that not a lot of games out, still bunched up in that National League East. No, I thought in that American League Central that Detroit would just run away and hide with that. Oh, no, not the case. Cleveland's playing really pretty good ball there.
Playing great on the road.
Oh, and you start playing good on the road. It's just a matter of time before you start to gel at home.
Indians are the only team in the Central above 500. Detroit is at 500. In fact, there are surprises around Major League Baseball. Baltimore in first in the American League East. Cleveland in first in the Central. Of course, the Nationals in first in the East, I still think is a surprise.
Oh, it is.
Even though there were pundits who thought that they would contend for a playoff spot. And the Dodgers on top in the West. I think everybody always thought the Dodgers had underachieved the last couple of years.
Yeah, and with that Baltimore club, they're getting runs all kind of different ways. Buck Showalter doing a good job with those young guys there and letting them play.
To the count to Rollins. A little defensive swing to stay alive.
Oh, you're right. That was a defensive swing, but you know they're getting him out a couple of different ways. Fastballs up in the zone, and then they're going to throw soft sliders there or breaking balls. He's had a difficult time in holding off of.
Well, there's another breaking pitch, and the 5th strikeout for Volquez. So he's kind of found his rhythm.
Yeah, and you know what, too? When you're seeing this, I know exactly how they're going to be pitching him and talking about it even before on the breaking ball. He knows that too, but difficult to hold up on that pitch. So what you have to do as a hitter for a while, anything that you see that's soft or spinning coming inside, for me, you got to try and take that until you can get back in the groove.
Polanco's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Once back to the pitcher, the other time to third. Takes a changeup for strike 1.
I tell you, this guy here, he's got really, good stuff. Doesn't matter whether or not he's on a last place team or not. When you face a guy like Volquez, you really got to tune it up. Trouble there in that first inning with those 19 pitches, but he's kind of finding his groove a little bit, being around the plate with a variety of different pitches.
Two at 2 the count. Volquez was on the mound the night that Roy Halladay threw the no-hitter against the Reds in the playoffs in 2010. He didn't pitch badly in that game, but Halladay, of course, was the story.
Yep. And you're looking for more of a mistake with this type of pitcher. That's why you stay with your strength. Even up to 2 strikes, breaking balls, you're just trying to foul off.
Well, that was 95 down below the knees.
You're not going to go up there and hit this guy looking for, breaking ball here, fastball there. It's just almost impossible because he throws so hard. One pitch, though, you can stay on is the fastball and adjust on some of the other pitches.
There's a looper to right field, a base hit for Polanco. There's a changeup at 85. So Polanco now at 1,999 hits.
Staying right through the ball there. Good hitting.
Victorino has 2 of the 5 hits for the Phillies tonight. A looper to left his first time up. A chopper up the middle his last time up. Down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Darnell will cut it off. Polanco will head to third. And Victorino to second. So second and third with 2 outs. 3 for 3 is Victorino.
A little bit more aggressive on that swing there for Victorino. Now, those are the balls, though, that when he hits the right field, and notice this is not a lazy fly ball, a little harder swing as he drives that ball. It looked as if he was going that way. Here's some base running by Polanco. That ball right in front of him. Don't need to coach, and he's still going to get down, however. Victorino going into second base. He never hesitated as he gets in there. 2 runners in scoring position.
So now Hunter Pence has a chance again to drive in some runs. He came up in the first with a runner on second because Victorino had stolen during his at-bat and walked. He struck out with a runner at first in the third. Last night he had 2 occasions where he could have driven in some runs, but was unable to do so. Looking to do so here. And he takes a changeup. That's a tough pitch.
It's a tough pitch because you're thinking from that position maybe fastball, but more so he started him off with breaking balls in scoring position the last time, and therefore you're going up as a hitter maybe looking for that pitch, but stay with your strength and you're not looking to hit it out. Just a base hit will do it.
You know what I was thinking? I wasn't thinking any of that. I was thinking it was out of the strike zone.
Well, I mean, and that could have been true with him. But again, even if it's out of the zone there or it's off speed, if you're not looking for that particular pitch, you got to let that ball go. But you're right. Could have been a little high and maybe in.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Pence. Runners lead off second and third. 2-1.
It looks a little bit better up at the plate there. Just want to make sure, however, that he stays off of that high fastball. Hunter has a tendency to swing at that ball that's out of the zone. Very difficult to get on top of that.
On the China Major League scoreboard, the Nationals have tied up the Reds at 1 on a Wilson Ramos home run. That game has gone to the 5th. Jordan Zimmerman against Matt Latos. Here we're also tied at 1 in the 5th. All this has happened with 2 outs. Volquez had 71 pitches with 2 outs in this 5th inning. And now he's up to 80. This will be the 81st pitch of the night. Now the 2-2 pitch. Away, 3-2.
He's trying to get him out by not throwing him a strike, simply because he has a reputation of swinging at bad pitches. Well, there are a lot of hitters too that swung at bad pitches that were really good hitters. Sanguin, for one, Manny Sanguin with the Pittsburgh Pirates, he would swing at bad balls. Guerrero would swing at bad balls all the time.
Roberto Clemente.
Yep, another one.
Ball 4, the bases are loaded. Good play by Baker. It was ball 4, but he made sure that Polanco stayed over at third. Darren Balsley's coming out to the mound to talk to Volquez again.
Sure, he's thinking he's got to make a perfect pitch. He's got that same problem, not getting a whole lot of runs. So sometimes pitchers feel they got to make that perfect pitch in order to get out of an inning. Instead of, like Greg Maddox said, that all he wants to do is just make a good pitch.
Well, that 8-man bullpen, which is a little more than most teams, they may start to stir a little bit. It's just 1-1. The base is loaded. Bud Black's thinking, let me see if my guy can get himself out of this inning. Volquez was the opening day starter for the Padres. He went 6 games without a win before his last game. That was game number 7, when he went 5 1/3 and allowed 2 runs, walked 4, and beat the Rockies. Here it's 1-1, and the Phils are threatening.
Well, with that pitch count, I could see that, players would try and maybe take pitches, get him out of that particular game.
Fly ball, center field. Cameron Maben over into the alley a little bit, puts it away, and the Phillies leave the bases loaded. So no runs, 2 hits, and 3 men left. We've completed 5. Volquez's pitch count is rising. We go to the 6th, and we're tied at 1. The Phillies catcher has stepped up with his bat to start the month of May and is delivered in key spots. When Carlos Ruiz isn't swinging the bat, he is behind the dish, taking down would-be base stealers one after another, limiting Phillies opponents on the base paths. No matter the situation, Chooch always has a way to find the plate. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. All smiles are the Phillies fans after last night's victory and the hope for another one here tonight. They've gotten a good outing from Doc Halladay so far. As we go to the 6th, he'll face Headley, Alonso, and Orlando Hudson. Headley struck out his last time up, walked in the first. Doc again, his last outing, he allowed 2 runs in 7 innings. Tonight he's allowed a run so far through 5. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tied him up 1-1.
He does still have a good movement. And any pitcher, if you throw over the heart of the plate, they're going to be able to have good swings at you.
That was his fastball. You know, the cutter will be 88, 89. The fastball will be 90, 91, 92.
Yep. I was talking with LA about that. If you continue to throw, and also Mark Grant, a lot of different cutters, you can lose some velocity, they say, off of your fastball. That's filthy.
That's perfect spot. And it was a cutter again. So 8 strikeouts now for Halladay. Well, one guy who I know knows how to handle a pitcher, Scott Bradley, the head coach at Princeton University. He's getting a chance to watch one of his former players here tonight. Greg Murphy's downstairs ready to talk to him. Go ahead, Murph.
Yeah, after 15 years, he's the head coach of Princeton University, of course, 9 seasons in the bigs. Scott, you're wearing the wrong uniform here. I was just giving you a hard time about that, but there's pretty good reason for that.
Yeah, there is. Most of the time when I come watch the Phils, I'm wearing red and I root for the Phillies, but whenever one of our guys that played for us at Princeton is in town, we have to come and show our true allegiance, that's for sure.
And that would be right fielder Will Venable here for the San Diego Padres, a terrific player for you. Speaking of terrific players, we're watching Roy Halladay. He's got a no-no to his credit, a perfect game. You had a pretty good seat for a no-no yourself, did you not?
I sure did. I had a chance to catch Randy Johnson's no-hitter when I was back with the Mariners, and you know, I always tell people I think it's as big a thrill for the catcher as it is the pitcher, and something I'll definitely never forget.
Yeah, Roy Halladay sure made that a point with Carlos Ruiz when he got both of his. The only problem here is you run with some pretty questionable company. T-Mac is a good friend of yours, is he not?
Yeah, Tommy and I go a long ways back. He spent a lot of time at Princeton calling the football and basketball games, and he and I were actually a tandem in the booth for the Trenton Thunder. And for 6 or 7 years, I was Tom's color man, and we had a great time together. And it's really neat to see what's happened for Tom in his career.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have him on our team now here at the Phillies. Scott, good to see you.
Thank you very much,
Scott Bradley. Tom, back upstairs.
All right, Murph. Thank you very much. He is one of the good guys, Scott Bradley. He had a very good major league career.
Yeah, well, I mean, with them saying that you're such a great guy, you got to be able to. I
got to throw it back at him.
Well, yes, sir, really. But I mean, it's always great though to have friends and to be up in the booth where, you know, you're doing something you really love and like with someone makes it even better.
He's had a lot of success at Princeton as the head baseball coach. He has Will Venable in the big leagues. Chris Young, remember big tall Chris Young?
Absolutely.
Who's making a comeback with the Mets. Ross Ohlendorf, who was with the Pirates last year and is now, I believe, with the Red Sox. Was with the Yankees at one point. He's got a number of other guys that played for him that are now executives in Major League Baseball. As Hudson is rung up, Halladay works a 1-2-3 6th inning. Pretty comfortable 6th for Doc. Carlos Ruiz knows something about catching a perfect game and a no-hitter. He'll lead it off for the Phils.
efficient pitching duo. They're like two gunslingers throwing variety of different pitches there, up and down, and some soft stuff too. I'm telling you, nobody seems to want to blink right now. You can see all those pitches right around the plate, which makes it also difficult because once they get ahead, they're able to finish you and not throw a strike. Both pitchers are on their game there, but Holiday with those strikeouts, boy, oh boy, kind of pull for him for sure.
Well, 9 strikeouts through 6. Ruiz leads off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Phillies, and he takes strike 1. Carlos is 0 for 2. Grounded to short. He's grounded to third. Kind of jumped at that pitch just a little bit. And there's 1 out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Instant Millions, the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. So 1 out. Phillies hope that bell will ring at least 1 time here tonight. Maybe 2. Once for a home run, once for a victory.
Well, looking for a mistake. That would be a ball maybe middle in, or just something that he can make solid contact with.
That one's to right center. Venable is there.
I will tell you, he is getting closer and closer. Well, because when he's right, that ball's driven into right field, but give him a little credit, though.
Atlanta now shutting out St. Louis 5-0. At the top of the 5th, Brian McCann, a couple RBIs and a run scored. Just 1 hit allowed so far tonight by Delgado, the starter for the Braves. Actually, I should. Yeah, it's Brandon Beachy. Brandon Beachy has allowed just the 1 hit. Two and 0.
Like that, making him pitch a little bit. See whether or not he'll take this one automatically, just to make sure that pitch count starts to get up even more. That's what you want that 8th hitter to do. Doesn't want to take it anymore. I want to go to hitting now. Maybe she'll get that same pitch. A little high. I like the discipline, though. You can see Galvis is, it's changing as a hitter. He's just not just swinging at every single thing, every at bat. He's starting to make some solid contact with some of the pitches that he's making contact with.
The 2-2 breaking pitch, or changeup, I should say, fouled away. He could get that 2-2 changeup again.
Yeah, well, once he, Volquez, when he starts to get that changeup down, that's going to make it a lot tougher. But as long as it's up, the guy should get pretty good wood on it. They can see that pitch a lot better.
First base side. Alonso has it, flips to Volquez covering, and it's 3-1 on the putout. Phillies go down in order. So this pitcher's duel will head on to the 7th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. The Padres won, the Phils won.
Well, this one had a chance on paper to be a good one tonight if both these pitchers were on, and they are. 1-1 game, almost identical totals as we go to the 7th inning. Freddie Galvis is knocked in. The Phillies run. Will Venable has an RBI double. Volquez, Halladay, both pitching great. Volquez due to bat 4th in this inning, so the Padres have the pen up as the inning begins.
And Roy Halladay is due to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Phillies.
Yeah, that was why it was nice to watch Freddie Galvis get the 3-2 thing. Maybe he could walk and get Halladay's spot out of the way, but didn't happen.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Maybin. He's 0 for 2. Luke Gregerson is firing in the bullpen for the Padres. Over to right center field. Pence over his head, and that's a 1-hop off the wall. Maybin goes to second. He'll stop there. So a leadoff double. 3rd double of the night for the Padres.
Well, you might be able to maneuver your way through this leadoff double. We'll see. Looked like a cutter. Probably got a little bit too much of the plate, and Maybin did a nice job hitting it the other way, really.
The ball's lined towards center field. A base hit. Maybin will stop at 3rd. He froze. So now 1st and 3rd. Baker's at 1st. That's his 2nd hit of the night. And Bartlett will be the hitter. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were in to see the prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Well, Guzman has a bat on the stairs. Volquez is coming out toward the on-deck circle. I think a lot will depend on what Bartlett does here.
Yeah, they're going to give up a run for 2. Only the 7th inning at home with 3 at-bats to go. So, they don't want to bring the infield in here.
There's DeNorfia, who's stretching on the stairs. I got all kinds of guys available. 0-1 the count to Bartlett. 0-2 the count to Bartlett.
Really need a strikeout here.
Well, he has 9 so far, and he's got a runner at 3rd. That's Maybin. And Baker over at 1st. Now the 0-2 pitch. Scott says,
No. Good pitch, though. Good 2-strike pitch there. Breaking ball, a cutter, something away from him. Tried to get him to chase and didn't.
And a call, strike 3. Punched him out with a little black on the inside part of the plate. 10 strikeouts for Halladay. And they'll bring Volquez back, so he's done. Guzman will hit.
See what Carlos Ruiz wanted a little bit inside. It was a cutter. Basically hit his glove. Great spot. Frozen.
So Gregerson will be the next pitcher for the Padres. Volquez goes 6 innings tonight, and he allows just the 1 run. Scattered 6 hits over those 6 innings.
Well, he had shots at him. A lot of men left on base for the Phillies tonight. We have to give him credit. He got in and out of trouble the way Roy's trying to do in this inning.
Guzman a swing and a miss. Roy now with 15 double-digit strikeout games in his career. That's counting tonight. Just a little low, and it's 1-1.
Now that double play would really be sweet because the inning's over. Get out of it that way. Before they were willing to concede a run on 2.
Doc has rolled a double play ball tonight. It was back to the 5th. He's at 102 pitches. Popped him up toward the right field line. Long run for Pence. Maben tags from third. Pence has it. Has to throw across his body. Sails it to the plate. He is safe at the plate. The ball just a few steps up the third base line, and Maben got his foot in before the tag was applied by Ruiz. It's 2-1 San Diego. And naked eye, I think Iasonia got that call right.
I do too, and I think Pence didn't quite get behind this ball either. See, he's taking it off to the side. Now he's got to turn a little bit. That makes the ball sail slightly, and he beat it. Right there, you know, if he gets behind that a little bit better, I think he has a better shot, but he still made a heck of an effort. And right there, he's safe.
Yeah, his foot just got into the backside of the plate. So it's a 2-1 ball game here in the 7th.
Maben's a great athlete, can really run, and you know he was a perfect guy to send in that spot. Ooh.
Broken bat and fly ball to right. Pence makes the catch. The innings is over, but the Padres have taken the lead on a sacrifice fly by Guzman off the bench. He's given the Padres a 2-1 lead. It's time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. Doc his spot is due to lead it off. Answer. All right, Wheels, here we go. Name the player who started in right field and hit cleanup for the first game in Padres history in '69 and later became a popular Philly.
That's what I was going to say. That's 1969 with these. I don't know. I need a hint. Something.
Well, he had one of the great nicknames in Philadelphia Phillies history, I think, anyway. There was some rhythm to it. Still not helping you? Where does Sarge live?
Where does Sarge live?
Here.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Ollie Brown. Nice. Thank you. All right.
Log back out of Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fence.
Well, I followed right along with that one, didn't I?
It is a great nickname. Oh. Downtown Ollie Brown.
And you know, Tom, to know Ollie Brown is make you smile thinking about him because he was a great guy. Boy, could he throw from right field. What an arm.
Well, Juan Pierre is going to pinch hit for the Phillies as we start the bottom of the 7th. And he'll do so against Luke Gregerson, who's the new pitcher for San Diego. Let's take a look at Gregerson's numbers a 2.40 earned run average. This is his 16th game. He's kind of the 7th, 8th inning guy for the Padres. They have a number of left-handers available too. Dale Thayer is their closer. And Pierre now will bat for Halladay, who again pitched a heck of a 7 innings. Just 2 runs allowed on 7 hits. He struck out 10.
Yeah, and the run that gives him the lead is on a bang play at home plate. That was a good call by Ansonia, the home plate umpire.
Pierre 337 overall. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Roy Halladay's in one of those things right now where he's just not giving up a whole lot of runs, and then they don't score.
Yeah.
And then that game they scored like crazy, and he gave up a bunch of runs.
He looked good tonight, though. I mean, think about the number of strikeouts that he had. Philly's staff now has 24 strikeouts in 2 games against the Padres.
Well, he ought to be able to win a lot of games giving up 2 runs.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Pierre. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Gregerson. Picked up by Headley, no chance. Pierre's aboard.
That's a great start, because that's a little comebacker that Gregerson just doesn't catch. Ball one hit that hard, he misjudged it. See, Juan hits it off the end of the bat a little bit. I think he thinks it's hit harder than it is. See him kind of stab at it because he just misjudged it. You know, when you're a pitcher, all of a sudden you turn around, here comes the ball. It can be really hard to judge from 60 feet or 55, wherever you are at that point. That's what he did there.
Headley, the third baseman's in on the grass with Rollins up, who's 0 for 3. Let's see what Jimmy does in this spot. Squared late, bunted it back toward the mound. Gregerson slides, overthrows the first baseman Alonso down the right field line. Pierre goes to third, Rollins to second. Everybody is safe. Well, they're one of the worst teams defensively in the National League. We didn't see it a whole lot in last night's ball game, but that error has been a big part of their storyline this season.
Yeah, he does. He slips here. Jimmy puts a perfect bunt down. He has a play, he slips and then airmails it, and the ball bounces in the stand. And then Jimmy Rollins had to tiptoe towards first base a little bit and make sure he didn't miss it. Dale Scott was looking right at him too.
Sacrifice E1, and now Polanco. 1 hit away from 2,000 for his career. If he can get 2,000, it would be a whopper, because it would probably give the Phils the lead depending on where it goes. The outfield shorten up a little bit. The corners are in on the infield. And Polanco hits it back toward the middle. What a play by Gregerson. Wow.
This guy's having all kinds of problems fielding his position and makes an unbelievable play. Well, see, that's the difference. That thing's hit so hard, he just put his glove down.
Well, it would have at least scored the run if it got past him.
Oh, yeah. He hits this one right on the nose, a slider, and he just puts the glove down and it goes in it. They gonna bring it in now?
Just the corners. They're gonna walk Victorino intentionally to face Pence. Does that surprise you?
No, because they're going for a strikeout. They're of the opinion right now Victorino can make enough contact. They're not that you know, he could get the run in from third base, so they're going to go for what they think is a guy they can strike out.
They will load up the bases. Victorino is 3 for 3.
Pence he's 0 for 4 against this guy with a walk.
And he does throw a lot of breaking pitches.
He does. If you go up there, you almost look for a slider from him. Boy, that was amazing. What kind of guy had the trouble he had the first 2 and make a play? I think that ball caught him. That ball Polanco just hit.
So the bases are loaded. Hunter Pence is up in an RBI situation.
And get a running, tie the game right now with contact to the middle of the diamond. Really anywhere. First baseman, third baseman are way back, and you have a good runner, and Pierre is going to go on contact here with one out. So you can get a tie game here on a ground ball.
Popped him up. Shallow right center field. The infield fly rule is called late. And there are 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, they were playing for a double play there, too. I forgot the guy got in first. They walked him. So it wasn't, you weren't going to get a run on a ground ball necessarily, but he's trying to lift one, and he got a hanging slider. See Baker's head ducked back there? Like he thought, oh, is he going to kill this? It's the story of this season that you're watching right now.
Well, now Wigginton with the bases loaded. He came up with the bases loaded in the 5th and flied to center. He had first and second in the 1st and grounded out. He is due.
Ooh. Baker's had a couple of those tonight that he made pretty good plays on when Volquez was out there, and then on that one. Why don't you have to stab after this slider? This baby is really spinning away from him and almost ate him alive. Boy, do they need a 2-out hit. Padres just gift wrapping runs for you in this inning.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Washington has taken a 2-1 lead. That game's in the bottom of the 6th.
Banks is really beating himself up right now because he's struggling knocking in these runs. Hitting in that 4-hole.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Wigginton. Hit towards shortstop. Bartlett is there. Late throw to second in time to get Victorino. And the Phillies leave him loaded here in the bottom of the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 3 men left. There was an error by the Padres. We've completed 7. Phillies have left 10. We go to the 8th. And by McDonald's, get a large sweet tea for just $1. Well, we go to the 8th inning. It'll be Darnell, Headley, and Alonso for the Padres. I mentioned the Phillies have left 10 runners on base tonight. They're 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Chad Qualls will take over. He's 1-1, an earned run average of 3.18. So Doc's night's done. 10 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed over 7 innings. And now it's up to the bullpen to keep this at a 1-run game. Darnell takes a slider for a strike. It's 0-1. Qualls in last night's ball game pitched a scoreless inning. He struck out 2 in the 9th to seal the deal for the Phillies. That one's going to be a base hit up the middle. So the leadoff hitter's aboard for San Diego. 10 packages offer a unique opportunity to attend some of the most popular games of the season, like next weekend's Red Sox games. Package includes pregame tailgate in the Phil's party tent and music, buffet menu, beer and soft drinks, plus a ticket to one of several high-demand Phillies ball games. To order, go to Phillies.com/tailgate for details. Here's Headley, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Takes high, 1-0. Headley fouls it away. It's 2-1. Headley had to deal with a report yesterday that there was another report that came out that said he got into a physical altercation with Mike Adams, one of the former relief pitchers for the San Diego Padres last year, when the Padres offensive players were discussing the dimensions at Petco Park, which are changing, by the way, next year. They're going to shorten up the fences. And there was a report that Adams said there was kind of a scuffle between he and Headley that also included Ryan Ludwig. Headley had to answer the questions yesterday saying, that's not true. But Black backed up Headley and said he's right. It wasn't anything like that. It's a shame, though, that it has to come out, let's say, 10 months after whatever meeting took place.
Yeah. Oh, that's the nature of the beast nowadays, trying to stir stuff up. Good time for them to run, because Headley, he puts the ball in play and stay out of a double play.
There he goes. A liner to center field. Victorino is there, makes the catch. Here's the throw to first, and it hit the grass, so it slowed up. Would have been tough to get him anyway. 1 out. Time now for a Coors Light Freeze Cam. Sold out crowd. 45,542. Wheels players trying to pass the time in the San Diego dugout.
That's what they look like without the horsehide cover, huh?
Photos of your friends. Be in awe of some other friends. That little guy was hysterical during the dance in between innings. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
There's a cowhide now.
The throw gets away from Wigginton. Galvis will try to get to it as Darnell stops the second. Fortunately, Freddie was able to get to it. It'll be E1.
Just little things late in games are just killing them this year. You know, that last inning, and then you have the double play set up with a sinker ball pitcher on the mound, and that happens.
Cashner warming in the pen. Now they're going to walk Alonso intentionally. He had just stepped in the box when the throw was uncorked by Qualls. We have a weaker hitter in Hudson on deck. Alonso's the hottest hitter the Padres have.
Hudson's grounded into 3 this year, 3 double plays. Their team leader is Jason Bartlett with 6.
Oh, ball 4. So first and second with 1 out. Ball's a sinker ball pitcher trying to run that sinker ball in on Hudson.
Yeah, they really trying to get him to top one, smother one, hit it to middle infielders. Roy Halladay really had his number tonight. He dazzled him. There it is. There's that sinker down and away, and that's the one you hope the left-handed hitter will swing out and roll it over.
Hudson was K'd 3 times. Numbers 3, 6, and 9 for Halladay, who struck out 10. One ball, 1 strike to count. That one almost in the same spot, but just moved it over just a little bit. Hudson had the same reaction.
And now you got him in a good spot to throw that sinker. Maybe he'll top it somewhere.
Now the 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2.
Breaking ball.
Maven's on deck.
Orlando Hudson been swinging and missing so much tonight. You wouldn't think they'd run here. You know they want to stay out of a double play, but you know, strikeout double play too with a catcher with a cleared shot at third.
The guy that really can't run even at first. They don't go, and it's a call. Strike 3. Hudson knew it. He started bailing at the last moment, hoping to sell a walk. It's the 4th time he's been rung up tonight. And there are 2 outs. Monday night, the Comcast Network has total Sixers Eastern Conference semifinals coverage at 6:30 before the Sixers tip-off against the Celtics. Get the latest reports on Sixers pregame live. Then after the game, go to the Comcast Network for highlights, analysis, and interviews. Total Sixers Celtics playoff coverage on Monday before and after Game 2 on the Comcast Network. Sixers in the 3rd quarter, up 3, 47-44. That's Game 1. Iguodala with 12 points. Maven takes low.
That's a great pitch by Qualls on Orlando Hudson, and he knew it too. As you said, Tom, he just walked away, sunk one right. He ran it at him a little bit and then sunk it on the middle of the plate. Made a mistake that time, got away with that one. He didn't want to throw that one middle into him like that, because this guy's pulling off.
He doubled his last time up and then scored the go-ahead run. That was in the 7th. Bottom of the 8th, the Phils have Ruiz, Mayberry, and Galvis due up. They're down by 1, hoping to keep it that way. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, that ball has some sink to it when he's on. .95 too. See what they want to go with here when they want to try and get him to chase a slider or another sinker. Yeah, they're caught in between a little bit.
Back toward the middle. Rollins is there. Flips underhand to Galvis, and Qualls works out of the jam here in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Phil's down by 1. Carlos Ruiz will start it off when we come back. The Washington Nationals, who lead the National League East and lead the Phils by 5.5 games. The Nats will be in town for the first time on Monday, May 21st. It's a 3-game series. Sell out the ballpark as the Phils will battle what is right now the first place Washington Nationals. Tuesday the 22nd is a Hatfield $1 dog night. Check out Phillies.com for all the details on that series. Chris Denorfia will take over in left field for the Padres. He'll take over for James Darnell. And the new pitcher is hard-throwing right-hander Andrew Kashner, who we saw out in San Diego. This is already his 17th game. See his walk-to-strikeout ratio, not too great. 13 walks, 12 strikeouts in 14 2/3. He'll throw at 100. And sometimes when he throws at 100, you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, the hitters hope it's not at them. That's all. He can really get wild.
Padres gave up Anthony Rizzo, who was one of their top prospects for Kashner. They got him from the Chicago Cubs. So Carlos Ruiz will lead it off. He's 0 for 3. Carlos leads all catchers in the National League in home runs and runs batted in. He's tied for the lead in hits. It'll be Ruiz, Mayberry, Galvis, the pitcher's spot. Papelbon's warming up. So here we go. Whoa. The bat flew right over the head of Andy Rabel. Man in the camera down in the third base dugout. Hit that camera right there, and I think it broke off a piece of it.
Yeah, something flew off the camera, that's for sure. Fastball. Carlos trying to get started quick. There goes the bat. And watch this. Little piece goes up in the air. Point. Look at that, Andy.
I believe everybody's okay. I think the camera will work. It just doesn't look as pretty. One ball, one strike. There you go, 101.
Oh, yeah. He's a legit 100-mile-an-hour guy. So some arm to trade.
Came back with a 1-1 slider at 90 miles an hour. So 1-2.
Yeah, you're a hitter against a guy like this. A hitter's just trying to get the bat started quickly.
.4 is his average velocity, which is tops in the majors.
Out down there, really, an emergency swing by Carlos Ruiz, just trying to stay alive.
It's like a pit crew down there. Bill, who handles the cameras for Fanavision, is trying to piece it back together. Swing and a miss, 1 out. And now John Mayberry will be the batter.
Ward said that was a changeup. Well, that's not fair. Throw 100-mile-an-hour with a breaking ball, then throw a changeup.
Same velocity, I believe, as the breaking pitch. Mayberry's 1 for 3, doubled and scored the only run for the Phillies back in the second. Phillies have had base runners, though. They've left 10, including the bases loaded in 2 of the last 3 innings. Want to know the count?
Well, last inning was a killer. Second and third, nobody out. I thought he had a corner there. Didn't get it. And Iasonia, the home plate umpire tonight. Seen a lot of him in spring training. Seemed like he had almost every game at Clearwater.
And we mentioned this is the second time during the regular season that this crew has umpired a Phillies series. 3-0 the count to Mayberry. And ball 4. So he walks him on 4 pitches. And here comes Galvis. Phillies bench is Fontenot, Orr, Schneider, and Luna. Pierre is already pinch hit. Pete Orr is coming out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit for the pitcher. Galvis has the RBI tonight for the Phillies, and he takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Mayberry's got good speed. It's tough to steal on this guy because he throws so hard.
You just stay alert down there, and maybe he'll bounce one. So he can't be easy to catch. Playing the right fielder way back for Freddie Galvis. The other two outfielders are shaded over towards left center. Look how deep Venable is.
He's really surprising.
It's way too deep. But stay there. The reason you say that is, I know that they're thinking about no doubles, don't hit it over my head. But as deep as he is, a single gets your runner to third base with less than 2 outs, tie the game up at home, and that's the Phillies. That's just what they want. And you don't have a guy at home plate necessarily thinks going to hit the ball over your head.
It'll flare towards center. Maben makes the catch. And now it'll be Pete Orr's turn with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Pete Orr is 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. .294 with no home runs and 5 runs batted in. Dave Roberts is trying to align the defense. Now he's asking Venable to come in.
Please come in. They're imploring him to move in. Hudson was doing the same thing. And now, of course, a first to third isn't as important. It's nice, you want to get him there, but with 1 out, it was really would have been big. Necessarily time to run here either, because you're thrown out, you lose your pinch hitter. Although this is the kind of game that you don't want that to happen, but if it did, you could leave Orr in the game and put the pitcher in the 8-hole and double switch. But they don't want that.
Swing and a miss. That was a changeup. Faded down and away at 90 miles an hour. And it's 1-2 to Orr. Cashner, a 25-year-old from Montgomery, Texas. Last year pitching just 7 games for the Cubs. The year before, 53 games. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming. Got him. Fastball, straight cheese at 101. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Phillies leave 1. They've left 11 through 8 innings. We've completed 8. We go to the 9th inning. Phil's down by 1 to the Padres. Phillies and the Padres. Immediately after this one, stay tuned for expert analysis and exclusive player reactions on Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance, right here after the game. Well, the breakdown of this one is the Phils have left 11 through 8 innings. We go to the 9th. Jonathan Papelbon will come on. He'll face the bottom of the order. It's Baker, Bartlett, and then Denorfia. Denorfia came on as part of double switch. For Papelbon, 0-1, a 3.00 earned run average. He's not had too many opportunities to save ball games, particularly here in the month of May. His last appearance came on the 7th against the Mets when he gave up the 3-run home run. So he's on here to try to keep this at a 1-run deficit. He was Major League Baseball's Delivery Man of the Month in April with 9 saves and 9 opportunities. Really remarkable that here we are in May, and he has not had a save opportunity. What kind of month it's been for the Phillies. He delivers one inside to Baker. Baker's 2 for 3 tonight. He singled his last time up and helped the Padres take the lead. Takes a strike, 1-1. It's raised his average to a blistering 148. He only had 2 hits before tonight.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Jonathan Papelbon's job is to keep this where it is. The Phillies are due to win a game in their last at bat. So why not tonight?
Why not tonight, Wheels?
Let's go.
Like Sarge always says on the golf course, why not me?
Why not me? That's right when the putt's headed, well, sort of towards the hole.
The man can drain 20-foot putts, though.
Why not me? Then he does a little Chi-Chi act. Chi-Chi Rodriguez, if he makes it.
It's a combination of Chi-Chi Rodriguez and somebody else.
He's a showman. That's what he is.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Baker. And now 2-2.
Good job by Chad Qualls last inning to get through that inning, even after the throwing error. Picked his way through the lineup, kept it where it is.
Over toward third. Polanco a step to his right. And that'll bring Jason Bartlett to the plate. Phillies 9th will feature the top of the order. It's Rollins, Polanco, and Victorino.
He said they're going to close with Thayer. Houston Street had been their closer, had 4 saves.
Bartlett skies it to shallow left. Mayberry is there. And now 2 outs here in the 9th. Time now for our W. Mason delivery of the game. And right now, Wheels, it's the difference in this game.
Pinch hitter Jesus Guzman lost this fly ball to right. Hunter Pence gets it. Throw strong, but just a little bit late as Maben beat the play.
Carlos Ruiz did not argue. He realized that Maben's foot was in.
Yeah. Good call. And that's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Chris Denorfia is batting for the first time. He came on as part of a double switch to begin the 8th. The bottom of the 8th, that is. Now in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. Phillies down 1. To center field. Victorino over. That one was right off the end of the bat, so it's a 1-2-3 ninth inning for Papelbon. So here we go. The Phils down by 1. They've left 11 so far. They have one more chance as they trail the Padres 2-1 when we come back in the bottom of the ninth inning. It'll be Jimmy Rollins. It's right at the top of the order. Rollins, Placido Polanco, and Shane Victorino to try to cut it to this lead. Ninth inning. Dale Thayer will take over as the closer for the San Diego Padres, a guy that doesn't have a lot of major league experience, particularly in these spots, but has a lot of minor league experience as a closer. He has 173 saves in the minor leagues. And he's on to face the top of the order. You see his numbers. This will be his 7th ball game. He's 2 for 2 in save opportunities. Installed as the closer when Houston Street went down with a bum shoulder. Rollins will lead it off. And Rollins takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Thought that was high.
I think he just said, come on. I don't know if he was talking to himself or Dan Iasone. Thayer certainly is not your prototypical fireball. I mean, that pitch was at 95. But he has a very slow delivery. And then he just sort of unleashes it to the plate. And it's 1-2. 31 years old. He's from Southern California. He's pitched to the big leagues with the Mets. That's what he did last year. 11 games with New York, Tampa. He was originally signed as a non-drafted free agent by the Padres in 2002 before they let him go in a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Nothing about that delivery. He's pretty compact. He throws fastball slider according to the scouting reports. Just haven't seen them much of him.
Rollins serves it into left field, so he's aboard. The tying run is on here in the 9th inning.
Boy, that was amazing that he was able to reach that. And that could have been a strike too. I mean, Jimmy had to protect there and throw the old emergency swing on it. It looked like it was a fastball. It was away. That's a good piece of hit.
Series wraps up tomorrow. Hamels comes off the suspended list to pitch against Jeff Suppan.
I mean, fun here. You normally don't walk the go-ahead run, but they may with Victorino because they've already shown they want to pitch to Pence tonight.
Headley's coming in at third. Polanco shows bunt. I think that may have been a decoy. I don't know.
Well, they know that on the bench. Obviously there's a good chance that you take the bat out of Victorino's hands, but you put it on Pence or 4-hole hitter. If that's the way the game goes.
Polanco does bunt it toward the first base side. Thayer flips underhand. The sacrifice is successful.
There's a lot of managers though that will not put the winning run on base. But sometimes you do it. They go against the book and they'll do it.
So Charlie decides to put the tying run at second. And now a conversation between Jason Bartlett, Thayer, and John Baker.
They're motioning what they want to do with their outfield. Now you just heard a whistle just came out of the dugout, but it's for the positioning of the defense. I thought it might be that they're going to put him on, but they're going to pitch to Shane, it looks like.
Victorino's 3 for 3. He's been on base 4 times, intentionally walked his last time up. It was a pivotal part in the 7th inning. Takes a fastball for a strike. Oh boy, that was high.
It's 2 of them in this inning. Not time to change the zone all of a sudden.
They play Victorino the other way in center and left.
Right, they're giving him a big alley in right center field. You see the outfield defense.
Seems like everything's away with this guy. Oh, it's to the count. Fights it off, pops it up. Playable down the left field line. Foul territory, tough play, and it drops.
Oh, life.
Bartlett's ball.
The ball has to be caught. It's the easiest play is for the shortstop. Brutally tough play for a third baseman, but he never ran him off. Then he slides to get away from the contact, and of course he's just lucky if he can catch it while he's laying on the ground. Shortstop has the angle in that play.
So Victorino gets new life. The pitch. Liner down the right field line. Foul. You can tell by Victorino's body language when he hit it that it was going to hook foul.
It looked like breaking ball, and he just got out in front a little bit, couldn't keep it fair.
Oh, to the count.
There's some kind of cross-up involved there, and they call breaking ball there, and he caught that fastball. That's a miracle. Or just really lucky. But he did look like he kind of stabbed at it.
A lot of meetings tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of meetings in the mound.
Looks like a summit.
Collins leads off second. Bartlett trying to keep him close. In the dirt, 2-2.
Behind the plate's done a good job tonight. He's also hit a little bit. He hasn't hit much coming into the night, but Baker saved some plays. Another one right there.
Pence waits on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes. side 3-2.
And Shane really making the most of this at bat after getting his second life.
Padres have won just 11 games this year. Phillies have won 15. Trying to make it 16. Trying to keep pace with everybody else in the division, too. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 outs.
Yeah, swung at that because that high pitch was called early.
I think you're right. Yep, I think you're right.
Fastball up. You know, it's probably a strike. And you know, that's where it was called on the first pitch. You take that, it might be strike 3 called.
Well, now it's left up to Pence. He's had opportunities tonight. And he fouls the first one back. It's 0-1. Phillies with only 1 run on 8 hits. They've left 11 in the game. They've got the tying run at second. John Mayberry has scored the only run tonight. Mentioned most of May, the Phillies have scored runs. They're averaging around 5 runs per game in May. Not tonight, though. The 0-2. Rollins runs up high. They'll let him go. Edinson Volquez, 6 innings, 1 run. He stands to be the winner if the Padres can hang on.
He'd really be alert. Walking lead off third in case he bounces one. Oh. Guy just got another one. Unless he's just being a little awkward back there. They look like really good plays.
But that one, I think he might have been a little awkward.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get a good walking lead off third with the way these pitches are coming up there. Jimmy is.
The 2-2 pitch. Stays alive. He's had a couple of pretty good swings on him. See if he can connect. The Mets have defeated the Marlins. The Nationals are leading the Reds. And the Braves are beating the Cardinals. Swing and a miss. He got him. Pence is down on strikes, and the Padres have taken game 2 of this 3-game series. The Phillies have left 12 runners on base tonight, and that's one of the reasons why Edinson Volquez is able to walk away with the victory for San Diego. In the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left over at third. The Chevrolet player of the game is the starting pitcher for the Padres, who really settled into a heck of a groove as the game moved on. Wheels.
He did a good job. Both starters did a really good job here tonight. Using his fastball in the mid-90s. Excellent changeup. He uses curveball pretty effectively tonight, too. You see a couple strikeouts there on curveballs. So good job by Edinson Volquez, who is our Chevrolet player of the game.
Well, the Phillies struck out 9 different times in tonight's ball game. They left 12. They lose it 2-1. We'll be back to talk more about it right after this.